So as many of you know, I've been doing a lot of coaching recently and transitioned from my career as a player into more of that supportive role to help people become the best player possible. It goes hand in hand with my goal here on this channel. Today, I'm going to talk about a mistake I see lower level players making very frequently, and maybe some mid-level to high level players making. It's not as big of an issue, but it's something that very good players in the scene have taught me, things that I had to learn for myself. And really, I know it's going to ruffle some feathers, but it's something that I can't stand seeing. It's a really easy mistake that we can fix, and it just comes from understanding what we need to be doing. So I'm really excited to get into that with you guys today. What I'm talking about is buying the Scout. The Scout can be a very good effective weapon, right? The SSG08, for those of you new, that's what this gun is called. But we are just doing it in the wrong scenario, and especially like we're not understanding when we should be using it. So we're going to get into lots of good stuff with that today. I'm going to explain myself. I know some of you are already super angry, but first I'm going to teach you how to get the best Scout skins you possibly can get.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code KOJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
All right, guys. So let's understand. The reason I don't like the Scout is because a lot of us are buying it in the wrong circumstance. So let's talk about CS for a second. Theory. So we win pistol round, right? We're on T side. We'll say T side Inferno. We win pistol round. I don't ever want to see you getting a Scout when we just won the round, because it's not giving us the fullest maximization of what we can be doing in the round. When we win a round, we understand that the opponents are going to be on very little money. At most, they're going to have like MP9s and barely any armor, or pistols and armor, or they're just going to save, which happens a lot, right? So us buying the Scout is actually really detrimental to ourselves, both on CT and T side when we've won the pistol round, because we're going to be facing off against opponents that have SMGs, that have pistols, are going to try to run us down. So even tactically, it is not the best gun we can have. I know you guys are insane at the Scout. I know you can hit some crazy shots, but just tactically, it's not good when we're facing against swarms of people. And if you don't hit that headshot too, even one guy can run you down. You know, say you're facing off against an MP9 player that makes an aggro play. They're in, you know, as they should be getting up in your face and making an aggro play. Your T stares to the Scout and he comes and swings you. Maybe you miss a shot, maybe you tag him, but he's just running you down and making you really uncomfortable. Or, you know, even worse, like they throw a molly, they contain, run down mid, multiple people fight you, or someone on CT side buys a Scout and fights you too, which we'll get into when we actually can be buying the Scout and when it makes sense. But when we're winning the first round, pistol round, it never makes sense to buy a Scout. Honestly, guys, I'll put that rule because it's a rule I put in place for me. If we have won the round in any way, no matter pistol round, no matter what round I'm facing, if we have won the round, I am never buying a Scout. It is not worth it. And especially, guys, on a map like Inferno, let's talk about tactically as well. Guys, it's really going to depend on the map you play too. Really close range maps and funnily these type of maps where it's super close quarters, it is so useless. It's so garbage, right? You're so much better off having even a Mac 10 against full buy. Like even full buy, I'd rather have a Mac 10 than a Scout on this map, because I can run around, I can jump, I can spray, I can do all these crazy things, versus again the Scout, amazing, right? For T stairs, great fight right here. This is a good fight for us. But if we're playing opponents that aren't giving us that fight, or even if we are, like, you know, it's just like we're so limited on what we can do in the round outside of this. You know, so once that initial fight happens, or, you know, they smoke it off, they don't peek us, you know, we're just coming here and we're searching, we're trying to look, and it's not good. So when we win a round, when we're the team winning, I am never buying this gun. And let's go ahead and talk about the economic reason for that. Guys, you got to realize there is so many better options, especially on T side, than getting the Scout, right? So this Scout costs $1,700. For $100 extra, we can get a T side M4 essentially. That's what the glue does. It is a T side M4. It is so strong. It is good. Great rifle to have. Obviously, we want an AK, but if we can't afford it, boom, that's my go-to. That's why I never buy the Scout on T side, by the way, is because I can get a full 35 bullet magazine weapon on T side that is so solid. There is literally no reason to get that. But, you know, let's expand a little further. Guys, if we've won pistol round, if we know that they're going to be on eco, or, you know, they're not going to have head armor, they're barely going to have MP9s, man, I might just get a Mac 10 anyways, because what does this gun do? It gives us such a great kill reward. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Mac 10 gives us $600 per kill. Bro, when we use the scout, we're getting $300. I think it's 300. It might be less. Is it one? I know the op is 100. It might be 300. I think it's 300. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But with the Mac 10, we are making so much bank. If we get 2 kills, boom, we've paid for our gun. And like, you know, it's just like, also guys, you got to realize when we give up the Mac 10 to the other team when they're on eco, it doesn't really matter as much. It's not that powerful of a weapon for them to have, but it's a very good gun for us to have. So overall, for so many reasons, like I think it's just so much more worth it to not get that scout and have different guns, different weapons. There is a time and place. I'm gonna float around, I'm gonna bounce around a lot in this video, but there is a time and place to buy the scout. I just think on T side it's almost never worth it unless you're playing like Dust 2. I think Dust 2's a map that could work, maybe Mirage, maybe, but I think Dust 2 is like the only place I would really be buying a T-side scout consistently, just because you can find so much more impact with other guns. But let's go ahead and talk. So CT side, that's where things flip around a bit. On CT side of things, yes, the scout actually can be effective. It really can, because you're defensive. You're forcing them to come into you, so you can use that scout in a way to go for like an aggressive early opening and then float around and do other things. On a map like Inferno, I'm still not a huge fan. I do use it. I think an MP9 is unbelievably broken. It's cheaper. It gives you a higher kill reward. It's great. But when we're on CT side, I can see buying a scout in this scenario. Say we're playing pistol round, we get some kills as a team, we barely lose it, and we want to force. If we have a good spawn, I could see a world, and I do this in my HLTV matches and you know, officials, where we come through here and we try to get impact of the scout and see, you know, what we can find. We bounce around, float around the map. 100%. That is valuable, right? You could even get crazy and do things like post and long haul here. Get here, boom, we get a tag, we start float around. We use it like an op, and we just put in that work to get 70 damage, 70 damage, 70 damage, so that our teammates on pistols and SMGs can have the easiest kills of their life, right? Totally understand that. Again, I think it's so bad though if we win pistol round, or we're winning around and we get it. And I bring up pistol round a lot because this is when we're getting it, is on round 2. We're so much better off getting an SMG or an M4 or a FAMAS, guys. Because think about it. If we have a scout, even if we're going for these picks, one, we're taking kind of unnecessary fights, in my opinion, when we've won the round with a scout. But worse, a lot of times what I see us do, guys, is we overexpose ourselves and we give ourselves an opportunity to get ran down by pistols. Let me say just for a second, if we're playing smart, maybe we go for opening, we're sitting here and we're playing standard, right? But then they run, which is going to happen as you get better and better. They run one simple pop play where they're just flashing off arch. I don't even know what flash they'd be throwing. Maybe something like this, where they're flashing us off arch. We get blind, we have to fall, and now we have 4 pistols running us down, and we have a gun that doesn't one-shot any of them unless we headshot them. We have to hit them twice. It is going to be so stressful. You're not going to get a good kill reward, and you're going to get ran down so much. Versus if you literally, and I know this is a Mac 10, versus if you literally just had an MP9, you could get blind, you fall off, and then just mow them down. Literally mow them down. They can't even get, you know, a good fight on you, and it's so easy. So let's stop making our life hard. I'm a big scout hater when we're winning rounds. I want you to buy it maybe when we're losing, and not on T side. So that pretty much sums up the video. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for supporting. Hit that subscribe button. Let's keep growing the community. Check out my coaching channel where I post daily content over there, and I teach you how to be the best player possible.